Yo, what's up with Bill Gates and this obsession of depopulation? Like, what's up with his obsession, man? Aren't these guys have enough power yet? Don't they have enough money? Like, why are they still out here trying to kill off the population?
The number of babies in the world goes down a tiny bit every year of the century, but its mix goes from being 25% in Africa to 50% in Africa. And so Africa goes from 1 billion people to 4 billion people. So when we get to 11 billion, we're at 7 now, most of the increment is in Africa. The rest is the aging Asians living longer. That they go from 4 to 5 billion. And so in this report, we say, look, that's great, we got to 9%, but we could stay at 9% for the next 30 years unless we do a lot of really good investments in health and education and governance in Africa. One country in Africa, Nigeria.
Why are they still out here trying to sell GMO seed? No, Bill Gates is in Kenya with Ruto, one of the biggest puppets in Africa, trying to sell contraceptive now. He already sold a GMO seed, which most farmers didn't want, but now he's back again, trying to give out contraceptive in Kenya.
Bill Gates! This man is hell-bent on feeding us lab-grown food, okay? So he done came up with lab-grown chicken. He done created lab-grown salmon. And now, lab-grown butter. I just don't understand how plant-based butters wreak havoc on the earth. He owns like almost 60% of the farmland in the U.S. Why are you not using it for farmland? Or are you using it for data centers? He getting on my nerve because not only is he putting all of his poison food here in the U.S., and I don't give a damn who said, he over there in Africa trying to debreed them. This just came out 2 days ago via a lot of huge press sites that Kenya, I'm gonna be honest with you, I know I love Kenyan people, but y'all government is horrible. I'm not even gonna cap. The way they be letting these companies move up over there and pay y'all pennies on a dollar. Bill Gates has such a great relationship with Kenya, it's not even funny. He gets to test out all his food, all his drugs, everything over there in Kenya first. A lot of other African nations told us to get the fuck on. But Kenya is happy because the political leaders are probably making a ton of money from these people being able to move their research into their communities to debreed the population. Melinda Gates says that black women, specifically younger black women in poorer areas, should have control over their female health, okay? So they've invented, and I didn't even understand why this needs to be invented because there's already one out here that's stronger than this one. But this one has just a little bit of something that I'm gonna add to it because a lot of people don't like to, really look between, and read the shit as to what they're giving you, right? So they don't create an IUD. We already have IUDs. We done had them for many years. But this particular IUD is an 8-year IUD. We do have 10-year IUDs here that secrete hormone, okay? But this particular IUD they done created secretes synthetic hormone, lab-grown hormones. A lot of times the hormones that we ingest are from like other animals and stuff, preferably pigs and things like that. But it comes from another female animal or whatever, and we secrete that hormone. A lot of people who have endocrine issues and stuff like that and metabolic issues and need to take thyroid medication, it is made from pigs and other animals, okay? But this is a whole nother level. So what they're going to do, because the United States is having 1.5 baby, one baby being good, the other baby coming out with some type of psychological or mental disorder or something. Okay, same thing in other parts of Europe, and so Africa and India, as well as even some parts. I can't even think right now what the other country is. South America, we are just overpopulating the earth to the point where it's gonna be them. It's gonna be us that are going to be the majority. And so on average in Africa, they're having 4 babies per family. We're having 1.5 and using IV. Y'all better wake up, for real.
Childbirth is not the issue. The issue is you guys stole every fucking thing. Leave us with nothing. You guys hoarding the wealth. Leave us with nothing. That's the issue. Why aren't you going to Sudan? Go to Sudan. They're going through a genocide. Go to Congo. There's 1 million people that are displaced in Congo.
Here's the uncomfortable truth about Bill Gates and Africa. Some paint him as Africa's guardian angel, funding vaccines, farms, and even our energy future. Others call him a puppet master, using African lives and land to run global experiments. But the reality, it's far more complicated. Take Cobalt Metals, a Silicon Valley startup backed by Gates' Breakthrough Energy Ventures. It uses AI to locate lithium and cobalt faster and more efficiently. On paper, it's about powering the green transition. But in practice, well, cobalt mining in the DRC has long been linked to child labor, forced evictions, deadly accidents, and toxic waste. When Gates was recently asked about those realities in a BBC interview, his answers were vague, even flimsy.
I don't think telling all investors to stay away from Africa is necessarily the best thing.
Because here's the thing. Green shouldn't just mean better for the planet. It should mean better for people, for workers, for communities. And without strict laws, independent oversight, and real accountability, even clean mining risks repeating old patterns of exploitation. This is where skepticism about Gates runs deeper than just internet conspiracies. Whether it's agriculture, energy, or health, his projects are often framed as philanthropy. But critics argue they centralize power, sideline local voices, and impose top-down solutions. Take AGRA, the Gates-funded Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa. It launched in 2006 with bold goals: double crop yields and incomes for 30 million farmers through synthetic fertilizers, patented seeds, and industrial farming. But nearly 2 decades later, the results are disappointing. In 2021, over 200 African groups led by the Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa urged the Gates Foundation to change course. They accused AGRA of eroding soil, increased debt, and threatening biodiversity. An independent evaluation commissioned by the foundation itself echoed some of those concerns. While AGRA influenced policies positively, it failed to deliver consistent improvements in income, food security, gender equity, or sustainability. Yet, just months later, Bill Gates stood at the African Union headquarters and pledged to donate much of his $200 billion fortune to health and education in Africa over the next 20 years. Part of his promise to give away nearly all his wealth before 2045. But even good intentions can cause harm, especially when they ignore the voices of the very people they claim to help. But we'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this, so please let us know what you think of the man in the comments below.
Baba, Baba, Shi Baba, oh, oh, Shi Baba.